What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub. Let's get into this. This is fodder to be made fun of, but in this case, I think I might actually have nice things to say. I'm going to start trying to be a little more white-pilled and giving the best examples or the best case, emotions behind it before they give me every reason to destroy it. And in this particular case, I like Anna de Armas. She was fine in her action role in the last James Bond, which is probably what got this greenlit. I mean, aside from the fact of a push for female protagonists, but that's the problem with calling everything woke and all these woke revisionist history people is they've made us forget that we used to get movies with strong female characters that were also hot and feminine. And one of the reasons I'm making this connection is because the director of this Ballerina is Lynn Weissman. And if you're like, who the hell? I know that name, Lynn Weissman. All the Underworld movies. Remember super hot Kate Beckinsale in a black leotard, essentially a black leather jumpsuit for 4 or 5 movies? Yeah, I do. Rona Mitra too. So the point is, I think this might just be a return to that type of movie, which I'm sort of for. I'm fine with girl bosses, even though they're not girl bosses. They're just strong female characters when they're not the super off-putting see you next Tuesdays that Marvel keeps trying to do. So that's a long way to say that's what this ballerina John Wick. No, it's not John Wick. John Wick doesn't turn into a ballerina, but that's what Skynet wanted you to see. So that's why the thumbnail looks like that. But that's all right. No, that's not the spinoff. It is going to be Anna de Armas's character, who is essentially Black Widow. And we're going to read about it a little right here. The John Wick franchise has been the most influential action franchise of the last 10 years. And if you're going to watch a John Wick film, you know that at least 2.5 hours of people getting shot and killed in creative ways is what you're going to see. However, after the release of John Wick 4 last year, it seemed Lionsgate was moving away from Keanu Reeves and pivoting towards Anna de Armas in a spinoff entitled Ballerina. They're moving away, but they're definitely doing a spinoff. By the way, John Wick is gone now, unless he's returned for the movie they're already talking about making. Ballerina, starring de Armas as an assassin trained in the traditions of the Rusko Roma, Black Widow, of Russia and Belarus, was originally supposed to release this summer on June 7th, but that plan has now changed. Last week, Lionsgate confirmed that the upcoming spinoff has been delayed for a full year due to the director wanting to add more action scenes. And if it's going to be an action spinoff, you probably should want to have good ones. So the production will bring in series mastermind and, of course, the director and writer of the first ones, Chad Stahelski, who's also doing the Highlander reboot with Henry Cavill and a Ghost of Tsushima movie with Sony. So take that for what you will. So he will be working with, of course, director Lynn Weissman, as I said, who also did Live Free or Die Hard, one of the only good sequels to Die. I mean, the second and third one, but compared to the later ones, it's a good one. The film being delayed a full year with just over 3 months left before its release raised some major red flags about the project. Insiders questioned whether the film is undergoing massive reshoots to fix a part of the movie that is major. Well, clearly it's the action scenes, as they said, and may be disastrously broken. And here we're over the last several years, we've seen this tactic with big name projects such as Captain America Brave New World, which has been undergoing 5 months of reshoots, longer than the original shooting of the movie. Daredevil Born Again, which of course creatively reset their entire team and then redid the first couple episodes, and then Thunderbolts, which is just starting to shoot, but has already had people leave because of scheduling conflicts. Ian McShane, one of the many stars of John Wick, set to appear in the film, says that reshoots are being done as a move to protect the franchise. And then he said, let's just hear what Ian has to say. Make sure that's working. Okay.
Going to Budapest. It's not reshoots, it's new shoots. The new shooting for Ballerina, which is the spin-off with Anna de Armas of the John Wick franchise. It's like they've got to protect the franchise. And obviously, I did it, when was it? We did about a year ago, we did the movie Ballerina. And they've looked at it, and Chad's come in, the guy's directed all the John Wick movies, and they want to make it better because they have to protect, because Keanu's in it as well. And it takes place between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4.
Oh.
Okay,
so it's,
right.
So I see.
I just finished watching the Continental, the prequel to... No? Have I said the wrong thing?
Why would I say no? Not wrong. No, they never asked anybody about it. They just went and did it. And
Did they?
Yeah, I said, and just went and did it with somebody asked Keanu and me about it. We both went, I don't know. Nobody ever asked us about it.
Thanks for bringing that up, man.
That sounds a little salty. Okay, so that's what he's saying about the Ballerina, that it's not reshooting, it's new scenes, they're adding in more action, which falls in line with what was said earlier. This isn't the first time that Chad Stahelski has been called in to save a struggling film. If you remember back in 2019, Stahelski joined Warner Brothers' Birds of Prey film to assist Kathy Yan with the action scenes in her film. Yeah, nothing was saving that. The effort was in vain, and that film turned into a box office critical flop. Regardless of pandemic, no, that was just horrible writing, and we know why, because of who they hire and why they hired them. With intense reshoots around the corner, the question must be, it's not reshoots, they're new shoots. See? The own article's not paying attention to what it's saying. Well, that's it, basically. They're not reshooting. It's delaying for a year, but they're adding in more action scenes thanks to Chad Stahelski coming in and Ian McShane, and no one had anything to do with the Continental. So if you like that, it had nothing to do with the actual writers. And it takes place between 3 and 4. So you will see Keanu Reeves in The Ballerina starring Ana de Armas, which I'm actually having hope for. And if you haven't seen them, go watch the Underworld movies. And you could, I know Jennifer Lawrence thinks she was the first female action star. She's very, very wrong. And one of the more recent examples, of course, would be Kate Beckinsale in all of those movies. Let me know what you think of this. Do you give any shits whatsoever about The Ballerina? Or if giving it the reframing that I'm doing, and they better give me some glow up paychecks for this one. But looking at it strictly in a traditional sense, if this might just be a return of a hot femme fatale character like we used to get, can they do that? Will it be filled with a bunch of ideology and agenda? We'll see. For right now, I'm here for it. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. Like, share, sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. And
well, bye.